A cornerstone of the third-person shooter genre, Gears of War has been gory and grimy comfort food for everyone who loves ultra-violence since its introduction in 2006. The series has greatly expanded in the 20 years since, and with all the re-releases, remasters, collections, and updates, it can be hard to parse the best place to go to get your hyper-specific fix for big chainsaws on bigger guns wielded by big men and even bigger armor. Thankfully, we've booted them all up and did the hard work for you. Here's the best way to play each mainline Gears of War game on current-gen hardware.
Welcome back to the Army, soldier. Shit.
First, let's talk about all the places you can play the Gears of War games. If you're a PlayStation owner, the only Gears of War game available on the platform is Gears of War Reloaded, a remake of the first game in the series. All other mainline Gears games can be played on Xbox. That's the original Xbox 360 versions of 1, 2, 3, and Judgment, as well as Gears of War 4, Gears 5, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and Gears of War Reloaded. The two remakes of Gears 1, Ultimate and Reloaded, can also be played on PC through the Xbox app. And finally, on Steam, only Gears of War Reloaded and Gears 5 are available. Lastly, all of the Gears games are on Game Pass Ultimate. If you have Game Pass Premium, you'll have everything but Gears of War Reloaded, that will come to Premium after it's been out for a year, and if you have Game Pass Essential, you'll only be able to play Gears 5.
So, straight's not an option. How much rocket base is even left?
Let's find out.
Let's go over how the different versions of the games play across the different platforms, including which ones have FPS boost and auto HDR. These are Xbox features that push older games to run at higher frame rates and improve dynamic range, and can be toggled on and off in the My Games and Apps menu, and then in Manage, and then the compatibility options. If either option is grayed out, it's not available for that particular game or on your display, or you have all HDR options turned off for every game on the system level. First, we have the various versions of Gears of War 1. The best performing Gears 1 is definitely Gears of War Reloaded. It quite simply looks the best on whatever platform you're playing on. It comes with a bevy of performance and graphical improvements over the Ultimate Edition, and while you can play the Xbox 360 original on Xbox Series consoles with FPS boost, it's at a noticeably lower resolution than the 360 version of Gears 2, 3, and Judgment. Reloaded can be played in up to 120 FPS in multiplayer with variable refresh rate on consoles, has cross-play and cross-progression, and all the post-launch content that came to the original Gears. There are a few caveats, however, with our review noting that AI-controlled partners in the campaign seem to go down way more often than the Ultimate Edition on higher difficulties, and some art style changes may not be to everyone's taste. For Gears of War 2, 3, and Judgment, all of these can now be played at 60 FPS thanks to FPS boost, and Gears 3 and Judgment also have auto HDR. Weirdly, I had to turn FPS boost on Gears 3 on manually, and the rest were on by default, so keep that in mind. Next, we have Gears of War 4. Since this was an Xbox One game originally, playing it on the Xbox Series X loads into the Xbox One X version, meaning there's an in-game toggle for performance mode. You'll want to use this in-game toggle rather than the Xbox system level FPS boost, so you can have the option between higher resolution at 30 FPS or lower resolution at higher frame rates. Turning on the system level FPS boost removes this in-game option. If you're playing on Series S, it's best to turn the system level FPS boost on. And if your rig is strong enough, it also runs great on PC through the Xbox app, and you can take advantage of PC-specific options such as increasing the field of view. Finally, we have Gears 5. There was a native update to the Xbox Series consoles when it was released, meaning it didn't just get an FPS boost and resolution bump, but more work was done to improve the actual graphical rendering. It also runs very well on the PC through the Xbox app and Steam versions, but your mileage will vary depending on whether or not your PC has better specs than an Xbox Series S or X.
Who the hell does that asshole think he is?
All the mainline Gears games can also be played through cloud streaming if you have a version of Game Pass that supports this feature. I won't say it's the best way to play any of them, but depending on your internet situation, it could work well in a pinch. Gears of War Reloaded is Steam Deck verified. Gears 5 is rated as playable, with user reviews claiming that it runs extremely well, but you may run into a few bugs along the way. For Gears of War 1, your best bet is Gears of War Reloaded on current-gen consoles or on PC through the Xbox app or Steam. If the art or companion AI bugs you too much, you could always try the Ultimate Edition on Xbox or the Xbox on PC app, or the Xbox 360 version of the original game on Xbox Series consoles. For Gears of War 2, 3, and Judgment, your only place for current-gen platforms is playing the Xbox 360 versions on Xbox Series consoles, thankfully with some major modern graphical enhancements. For Gears of War 4, it looks and runs great on Xbox Series consoles and the Xbox PC app. If you're playing on Series X, leave the FPS boost option toggled off, and for Series S, toggle it on. It's also a Play Anywhere title, meaning if you have access to both console and PC, you can switch to the other if one's not cutting it. And for Gears 5, Xbox Series consoles run it fantastically well thanks to the native releases, and the Xbox on PC app and Steam versions can look even better if you have a rig that's more capable than the consoles. Hopefully you now know exactly where you want to play each of these games. When you do get started, make sure to check out our guides for them, included as links in the description. And for everything else gaming, keep it right here on IGN.
I expect you to give me 110%, Phoenix.
I'm not doing this for you.